Welcome to the Delco Nerd Network Hot Take. What is a hot take, you may ask? Well, it's where a few friends sit in a basement, give our thoughts, give our opinions on a game, a movie, or TV show. Today, we're going to be doing a game, and that game is Detroit. Become Human. Here to discuss. Returning guest, Matt Penza. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Okay. This game was fucking good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it
don't.
too.
So, have you played any David Cage games before? Because I haven't.
No.
I've watched them.
I have same thing like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, I watched a playthrough of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
Kind of like before this was coming out.
Yeah.
And I watched a decent amount, so like I knew I was getting into.
Yeah. The Telltale.
Yeah.
I mean, this is even more cinematic than Telltale, but yeah, that choice-based style, and I really enjoyed it. A lot of people say this is the best out of those three games. For some people, Beyond Two Souls was kind of lacking, but what I've seen, it's pretty cool. And Heavy Rain, maybe some people would put Heavy Rain and Detroit on the same level.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, they had a much bigger budget than when they made Heavy Rain.
Oh yeah.
So and you could really tell with this game.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have. We have a few well-known actors in this. Clancy Brown, who of course like voices everything. Voice of Mr. Krabs. He's in like everything. He's in everything. And he plays Hank. And then Carl, the guy in the wheelchair, is some known actor, and I don't know his name. But like I saw him, and I'm like, he's in shit. I've seen him before.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is kind of unknowns for the most part, which is cool. All the main characters are not known. So in this game, Detroit, take place in Detroit, obviously. The year is 2038. Now, let me discuss real quick before we get into the story. How did you think of like the world that they set up? Like, I mean, it's near future. It's not super future, but like it's close enough that I think the technology doesn't trump what I feel like 2038 would look like.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because you still have like a lot of the older buildings and stuff like that. It's not like everything is so futuristic. Yeah, you have like the stuff on the outside of like stores and stuff like that, or you have, I'm thinking of the one major plot point in the game that I'm not going to say right now, but where you have like banners that are electronic, they're like, what I'm saying, like different stuff like that, and like the flag is like kind of like a, what's it called, a
hologram projection,
stuff like
even
that.
like the cars, like automated cars, and all the cars have like no windows and all like screens and stuff.
But they weren't like far-fetched. It was believable.
Exactly.
It was believable for what?
2038.
20 years in the future?
Yeah. Literally 20 years.
Yeah.
And like I don't think cars are going to get to that point, but yeah, like the buildings were still like modern for today's standards, and not like every modern building was like futuristic. It's not. It was not like that. And the way that people dressed, I thought was really cool. Not just the androids, but the humans. They all kind of have this like futuristic vibe, but it's still like modern.
Yeah.
And I think the way they crafted the world is pretty cool. And I don't know if you read all the magazines and stuff, or like
I tried to, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them talk about, of course, stuff going on in the world with the androids, but also the fact that like World War III was like looming upon the Earth, and like Russia and the U.S. were like going at it in Antarctica, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with the story, but I like how they decided to put it in like news casts and the magazines and the newspapers, just to make the world feel real. And that's real. I feel like that's a realistic take on, our tensions with Russia at the moment. So that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. I always try to, because I knew that one of the trophies was the magazine. So I tried to.
That's really hard because you have to do multiple playthroughs.
Yeah, because you have it's multiple like storylines.
Yeah,
right?
things change in the magazines based on like stuff you do with Marcus. A lot of the stuff you do with Marcus changes them.
So, but I always try to read, and there's a lot of like neat, like things going on in the world outside of your stories that like makes it feel like the world is kind of like alive outside of that. You know what I'm talking about with like the whole. And I don't know if they're gonna make a a sequel to this.
I don't think they will, but the ending doesn't interpret a sequel, but it definitely like leaves things open.
Well, it depends on
I don't think David Cage
was.
Yeah, okay. True. True. I don't think David Cage is a sequel type because Heavy Rain was like I don't want to say it was like a huge success like when it first came out, but it was definitely like after the fact a success. And then Beyond Two Souls, I think, was successful, but I don't think he is a sequel type, which is fine. I think that's actually better.
Yeah,
you're
I like
making
the
same type of game, but it's just.
I like that too,
story.
like a brand new, fresh story each time.
Yeah.
But gameplay wise, how did you like it compared to like going into I played Telltale.
This great comparison, great parallel.
So like, how did you feel it compared to like something like that?
It's better. There's more to do. There's not just like, I don't know, Telltale. I'm not going to shit on Telltale too much, but I feel like they have just not been doing well in regards to their games. Like, their gameplay just, it's so, like, stale. You walk. Okay, here's something. Here's another thing. And then you do some, like, little, like, action set piece thing, and then it continues. Mm-hmm. Detroit seems like it kind of makes you interact with the world on like a whole other degree, where it's just a little more interactive. Yeah. Like, not that much, but enough where I'm interested in, like, okay, like, Connor and Marcus are certain types of androids where they can, like, recreate a scene or, like, be like, okay, like, I need to do this to get to the other side of here. And, like, nothing like that is in Telltale.
Yeah, I thought they were really, like, because, I mean, the big phrase you use is, like, walking simulator. But I never felt like it was. It kind of is,
but I don't feel like
I never felt like it was a walking simulator the entire time I was playing it. Like when there's a scene when they have to, get from point A to point B and they got to jump over something. I loved how you could play in your head if you chose this route, how it would play out.
Yeah, and with Connor, when you're chasing that android.
I loved that. I also loved with Connor, the investigative stuff when you had to, find different pieces on whether it's a person's body. You had to find a different, clues to reverse what happened and stuff like that. I love that. And then stuff. Put the pieces just like together. Little stuff that goes in that like made it a lot more enjoyable and made it like unique in a sense. I couldn't stand the when it comes to quick time events the motion,
that's the only thing that was jarring because I'm sitting here.
Yeah, it depends on how you're playing.
And then like, the one thing we gotta flick is easy, and then like okay, but then I'm like, like I kind of like it from just like a gameplay standpoint, but when I'm sitting there chilling, it's a little like you gotta like readjust yourself to do that because if you're sitting there with your hands on your chest, you can't really do the down motion.
There was
I've heard a lot of complaints about that though. You're not the only one I've heard that from.
I made and I think it screwed me in the very end, but I made a very, very conscious effort to make sure all the characters survived.
100%.
Tried
same
to.
With me. Tried. Same. Okay, I think I know where you're going already.
We'll tried to. So it was probably maybe midway through or kind of early on.
Oh, okay.
And when I don't want to get too spoilery.
Yeah, don't get too into it yet.
It's like a quick action scene with Connor. He definitely could have died in the scene, and the motion control like movement. I'm doing up, and like give me the red, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, if I lost Connor or if I lost a character to a motion control thing, which at the end I kind of think I did. I was pissed.
I know where you're getting at. So since we're talking about the characters, who's your favorite out of the three?
I think I like Connor the most.
Yeah, I like Connor the most too. And shout out to his actor Brian Deckard. He's been like super all over Twitter and Instagram, like just like promoting the game and like being like a total bro. And actually, his fiance's the Tracy in the game as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is funny. I think they met when they were doing it. Yeah, and I'm just like, cool. He's awesome. He's so cool, and he looks exactly like Connor.
I was gonna say,
he cosplays as him. I'm like, this is so cool.
I forget where I don't know if I saw him at E3. I don't think he was at E3.
He was. Yeah, he did like a little meet and greet. He wasn't doing it. He like just.
And they go, "This is Connor from from Detroit Become Human. I was like, holy shit! This
yeah,
literally
it's cool. We have the technology where like everyone looks the same, but yeah, Connor was definitely my favorite. I think he's the standout for the game.
Yeah.
In regards to Kara and Marcus, I like Kara second, and I think Marcus is my least favorite. I feel like their stories could have really have been switched. I don't think Marcus has the motivation when he's an android to really like rebel the way he does.
And yeah,
he's not mistreated. He's very well treated compared to other androids. And Kara is the exact opposite, where like you feel like she would be the more rebellious, violent type to start a rebellion of some sort because of how she was treated. But you know, of course, in the beginning of the game, Marcus gets fucked over by a situation that really has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
He just, bad play, wrong.
Pretty much wrong.
What,
I guess wrong place. Yeah,
wrong place. I was gonna say wrong place, bad time. Like that's not it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that kind of starts his story, and then Kara is an android for just like a random dude who actually. That story fleshes out a lot towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Alice and with Todd, which is cool. But I liked their stories. I think Marcus had the weakest levels. Like the one where you're going to Jericho, I hate. I just don't want it. Like that is it. There's
like when you're like
when you're first going to Jericho. So after you come out of the dump and you put yourself back together, and he's out in the world and he tries to find Jericho. And it's just like, I've done it like 3 times now, so like, of course it's hearkening, but even when I first played it, I'm like, this is really breaking up the game. Like, there's no dialogue, there's nothing, you're just, looking at your hand and finding the clues and going to each place, and eventually you find it. But yeah, I think Marcus has some of the weakest parts, at least in the beginning.
I mean, even with the stuff at Jericho, I thought was like... Yeah, I mean, I feel
it's
like,
just dull.
I feel like his storyline was like, I guess I don't want to say rush, but it was.
You feel like it's not as fleshed out as say Connor.
Well, it would be like,
or even Kara. They're both.
I don't want to get into like when can we get into spoilers?
All right. Spoilers are coming out because it's getting hard to talk about this game. So if you haven't played it, I mean, you could hear something that you might not do. So you might want to stick around. You might not. Yeah. Like if you finish the game, I think you're okay to hear things that you haven't seen. Because I've been watching some streams and I'm like, I didn't know that fucking happened. And I've been playing it again in the same thing. But yeah, spoilers are in effect. Go ahead.
So I want to say what I want to say real quick, and then maybe want to say like our endings and see how similar or different.
Okay.
All right. So first. What I want to say with Marcus was he literally got to Jericho and they're like, oh, we're Jericho, blah blah, and then they're like, okay. Then he started like fucking leading all of them. He's there for a day.
Like the level after you get to Jericho and you meet everyone, that's really boring. That's super telltale. Like you're just going up to people and like talking and like not much is going on. And then after that, it kind of takes place. But yeah, they adopt Connor as their leader like for nothing.
Yeah, literally right away.
Yeah, which it's a game, okay, but like it's a little like. What? Yeah.
Like, all right.
Like he doesn't really lead. Like, is it really his idea? Like you guys know, you need bio components and shit.
And there's another thing that I complain with Marcus' storyline is, I never felt like throughout Marcus' story in the beginning and everything. I agree with you. Like I never felt like he would be like this evil character, like in this rebellion.
He's not that type.
I chose him not to go that route.
Yes, I was very pacifist.
I went really passive. Like. Even that scene when they break out the androids in the store, and like they're in the the park,
the plaza,
whatever. Yeah. And I went
pacifist
throughout the entire thing.
I've done both, and that like. It goes from like 0 to 100. When you go bad, man, like she gives you like Molotovs and you start like lighting shit on fire. Like it's really night and day with him. There's no like in between of his path. Like you're either violent or you're not.
Yeah.
And I mean that's kind of how it is.
But I always felt like the game was always so I chose non-violent for Marcus, but I felt like the game was always trying to push the other narrative on me. Was always trying to push the.
I think that's a
go
good.
Evil.
That is a good. Let me start again. That is a good writing, good narrative. When your choices that you're making are conflicted because like for some reason you see the other side and like Marcus's story is very relevant to our time period as well. I mean, it's not as the issues are can parallel other things going on in politics today. So you kind of get that sense where you can see the other side, especially when you're being pacifist. It's like I could see why some people would be pissed off or kill the cops. That at the end of that level, like you can kill them, or you can just be like, "Here, people, here's your gun. You make the decision. I'm not doing this." Trio, would you?
When is this set?
2038.
That's it?
Yeah. So
it sounds like it should be way further ahead, or this doesn't make any sense.
The only thing that's futuristic are really the androids. The androids are like more or less humans.
I just feel like, why would anyone be treating androids like this after we've gone through all this shit that we're going through now? You know what I mean? Like, these people look like people, talk like people. They basically are people.
That's
hitting shit out of their hands.
But that's the story. That's exactly the story.
So on the nose. Like I just feel like this wouldn't happen.
I know what you're saying, especially with like especially with skill
how like the
people
just the
are
whole
today.
social thing is now. Like
so Clancy Brown's character Hank hates androids. You get that? Okay. It's very apparent he doesn't like androids, but he does like androids. Okay. He doesn't like when androids act like machines. He likes when you act like a human. Being, So he hates you, but he likes you. Like and like by the end, I was boys with Hank.
I guess I would say just set it further in the future. I don't know.
I think further in the future would have made it unrealistic. And if society is not futuristic, like Kara's owner lives in like a house like this, and it's a piece of shit.
I've watched a few walkthroughs.
Yeah, it just makes it more realistic.
I just don't think that would make sense in that time period, just because we're so close to now.
Okay.
It makes any sense.
I know exactly what you're saying.
But that's my only thing that I really saw with it, where I was like, I don't get that.
So with Connor, were you dying a lot, or when you first died, were you like, fuck? As Connor. Or did you ever die as Connor?
Not until the very end.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Connor, he can't die. He's the only character who can't die.
He can't?
No, he comes back. So CyberLife just makes another model, replaces his memory, and they send him back in.
Yeah, so
Hank gets really like bothered by that, and
So I had the same content the entire game until when he goes to CyberLife to try to
I died 2 times.
Oh, did you?
Oh, you died at CyberLife?
No, I didn't. But there was another Connor there that they made to trick Hank.
Yeah. I like that part.
But
which you don't have to do if you became deviant with Connor. If you don't become deviant, none of that happens. Which I'm kind of trying to get into 2 different things. I killed Connor during the interrogation with the black android from the house.
How?
If you pressure him enough and you get the confession, he will kill himself, and then if you intervene,
he killed himself.
I intervened and he kills you if you intervene.
Oh, I didn't intervene.
Like he shoots you in the head and then kills himself. And then
he just killed himself.
And then when we're at the Stratford Tower, I caught the android and he was running out, and like my instinction was I jumped in front of Hank and I got killed. I didn't notice there was a guy with a gun that you can shoot him and save everyone.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I did that in the second
playthrough.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I got pretty fucked up by that android when I was in there. When I was interrogating them.
Yeah.
I got pretty fucked up and I had to like get myself back together. Because he pulls out like your I guess your heart or whatever.
It's like I think it's the thing that like makes your blood move. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of your bio components, but
So what happened with you at the end with, I guess, your first playthrough?
So, of course, I'm doing the peaceful protest. Yeah. Marcus has set up a little camp in front of the military thing. Yeah. Connor's become a deviant, which I really didn't want to do. I wanted to keep Connor a machine. I was always on the fringe of, like, Connor is aware that he's maybe deviant or has deviant thoughts, but he's still an android and he still has a mission, and like I liked thinking that like those personas like conflicted with each other to the point where like he would stay a machine but still be sort of deviant.
Yeah.
So Tria, I'll explain deviancy real quick. Do you actually with Kamsky, did you find out, did you kill Chloe at Kamsky's? The guy who leaves Cyberlife and you go to his house and he has the Chloe androids.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so if you kill him...
If you kill her, then you get
information.
You get Jericho, like, right
away. You have
shit.
3 options to ask him. And if you ask him about the virus, he tells you that deviancy started with an android and it basically infected all the others. And, like, there's a virus in the code and, like, that it just takes, like, being stressed out to, like, trigger it. So, like, deviancy is like a virus. I'm like, that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just it probably just started with one android and it went to the other, and that's just the way it happened. Like, and I'm like, interesting, because like I went through my first playthrough not really knowing, like, he didn't tell me anything because I didn't kill Chloe, but yeah, just like not knowing stuff. My ending. So, Connor's a machine. I took Perkins' deal. So did you do the Did you do the standoff thing when you're in front of the military?
Yeah.
Perkins like gives you a deal. He kills you all. I fucked up.
So
major fuck up.
I forget if I took the deal or not or what happened, but fucking really weird. Yeah, they start shooting.
He's like, I'll let you all go if you take me. I'm like, fine. And then he just kills you all.
And then Marcus, like, they're all huddled and like Marcus like catches on fire, like sets himself on fire.
Oh, did you do the self-sacrifice thing or like killed yourself?
He sets himself on fire. Like, I didn't even know they could.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And then like he dies. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I took Perkins' deal and like they were gonna get released and he just kills us all. So Connor is successful at Cyberlife, kills the other Connor android, gets the androids out, and he becomes the leader.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Is that what happened with you?
Yes.
Is that how it ended?
Yeah. And Kamsky tells you, like, Amanda tries to, like, keep me in my head, but that thing on the left, every time you go to that place, that you interact and nothing happens, that is, like, he mentions to you, like, there's an escape, like, in your, in your programming. So. And that was it.
So what happened with me is the shit happens, and then Connor is the leader at the end, and then Amanda's in your head.
Did she take you over?
And she's like, this is all part of my
set
plan.
Up, yeah.
This is all set up, blah, blah. And then, like, Connor just shoots himself in the head. In front of everybody.
Like, you actually saw him die?
Yeah, he shoots himself in the head in front of everybody.
Holy shit. See, like, I fought the programming and I won.
I don't know how... I don't remember if you could have moved or not during that stuff. Well, mine was just like her.
So mine was like I was in my head in a snowstorm and I had to find the thing, like in that garden place to get out.
I don't think mine was like. I think mine was her just like.
I don't know if because you never died that affected you, because I died and I was there. I mean, you go there a few times, but I think.
But he's just like she's like this is all part of my plan. Blah blah blah. Now like we like have control of you or whatever, and like I pretty much have this army of androids. She's like you're gonna like be like. Do whatever we say through our will, blah blah blah, and I kind of just like when he shoots himself in the head.
Having Connor become a machine, and killing Marcus is just shitty. They replace you with like another like a model, and they just destroy you. It's just like, wow, that's like I don't know if that's poetic or what. But
yeah,
like, be replaceable.
Yeah, like but like he's like super advanced Connor. What's cool about all the characters, Connor is like a spec op android for lack of better.
For detective work, right?
He's like he's like the most advanced.
Yeah.
Android
he's assigned to the Detroit police to essentially investigate deviancy cases and just have an android on the scene.
That makes sense.
And he can do some cool shit.
Yeah,
after hearing you guys talk about this,
Kara is a normal everyday android.
Yeah,
and then Marcus is a specially built android as a gift to his owner from Kamsky, who like invented the androids. So you don't really know what he is.
You just know
he's unique.
Android.
He's the only one of his kind.
And his custom built, basically.
His owner was like some famous painter.
Yeah.
All the memes with him is like paint something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
And then there was one like EA without a paint loot boxes. And then he just goes beautiful.
What was I gonna say? Go ahead.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. And then what happened with Kara?
So I got to the bus station, didn't take the passes that you find. So you get there and like a family drops theirs and you can pick them up, and I gave them back. So. And then, what's her face? Rose, the black lady and the kid. I use their out and go across the river in the boats, and Luther dies. But Alice and Kara make it.
So I'm running out of Jericho.
You died?
And no, I'm running out of Jericho and a fucking motion quick action thing is, and I'm doing it like up, left, or whatever, and Kara like trips or some bullshit. And
some horse shit.
And it was like because to
play dead.
Soldiers are just like mowing down.
Okay, so if you run, you have the option to play dead.
It was like play dead or like do something. And I'm like, I don't click play dead.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So then I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Because like Alice is right there, who was an android the whole time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. So you think this girl is?
This girl's saying
real girl.
This girl's saying she's cold during it. Remember, she's like, oh,
yeah,
I'm cold.
Yeah, and you shut her. Yeah.
No, but like when you're first out on the.
Oh yeah, she acts like a human. But like that was part of the illusion that you just can't tell the fucking difference if you don't know.
But...
So, could they just, if they wanted to, just disappear off
the
map and go somewhere?
They have an LED on their head, and once they can take it out, and once they do it, they look like people.
But Alice doesn't have her LED. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I guess Todd takes it off.
I guess. Anyway.
Because he loses he loses his daughter and he buys it
like a couple times in the game. Like you have like scenes when like whatever character you are takes
rip it out. Yeah.
There's no mark.
No, No, like I mean, like I don't know. Like they rip it out and like their skin like comes back and like reforms over it.
Yeah.
But anyway, car trips or whatever the hell happens because of the motion thing, and then like. I chose not to play dead. I chose to do something, and she I don't know if she yelled at the soldier or whatever, but Alice jumps in front.
Oh, and what? What do you mean, Alice? A little kid taking a bullet?
Alice jumps in front, and the soldier's like, "You're lucky. Go into the whatever with the rest."
Oh, of them. you went to the recycle facility.
So I went to pretty much a Nazi fucking.
I still haven't done that
for androids.
I still haven't done that.
So I went there, and that's fucking wild because you go there and then take off all your clothes and you take off your
skin.
Take off your skin.
Yeah, so they're all white androids.
You don't take off your skin. You just you can program it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. They all turn white.
So and then you get separated from Alice when you're in there. And
Alice is a real person, right?
No,
she's an android.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You don't know that
until
know
that as of now. Okay.
Until about the end of it. No, you do.
Is the little kid?
Yes.
That she's protecting?
Yes.
Isn't that her dad though, or something or did he just? I'm
what?
so confused.
So
yes.
Her dad.
So he just bought
Kara's owner buys Kara as a maid, and he also has an android child because his wife ran out on him and took her. So he buys an android kid. Yeah. And you don't know that. You don't know that until the very end of the game. And Luther's like, Alice, Kara, I need to talk, or Kara. He says her name wrong.
Kara, whatever.
He's the only person who says Kara. And then he goes I need to tell you something about Alice. And of course, something comes up and they don't have the conversation. And it gets put off 3 times. And he finally is yeah, you didn't notice she's an android.
Yeah, I found out about that because in Jericho.
Did that guy not shoot her? Did he not know she was an android then? The guy who was going to shoot.
I don't know.
But anyway, so did you go to this concentration
Did you kill a kid whether it was an android or not? Exactly.
Well, I assume those guys don't give a fuck if it is an android.
I mean, they're just dropping it.
Yes.
Yeah, true. They are just dropping people at this point.
So I go there and you get separated from Alice and so it was really interesting. So when you're first there, this guy is they shoot one of the androids because he was acting up or some shit, and then he's
acting up,
and then the soldier's you carry the android to the trash pretty much, and the one guy's oh no, I can't do it, whatever, and you could say nothing or say I'll do it. And I chose I'll do it, so I chose that and I dragged the guy to the dump or whatever. Pretty much, I brought him there, and then I had the option to escape right there and leave out.
Oh, did you do it?
No.
Everyone, yeah.
No, because I didn't do it because still at this point in the game, I thought one of the trophies is make sure everyone's alive at the end, and I thought that meant the 3 fucking main characters, not the 10 side characters that go along with it.
It's Luther,
so
in Alice, Hank, Connor, Marcus, his posse, and I said Luther, right?
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's 10
Todd
people.
can die, and then there's a few other characters, Leo.
Yeah. But So like when like Jericho's like going down, they're like attacking Jericho. That happen to you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think there's a way where they don't attack it, and I don't understand how you do that. Because as Connor, you have to get the evidence. Actually, do you have to get the evidence to go there? Probably not.
No, you can fail not get the evidence.
Exactly. Like, you can fail most things, but, like, I don't understand, like, what would happen. Like, if Jericho...
How quickly can you kill most of the characters if you really
Kara can die very early on.
Yeah.
Kara can die,
she can die
before the midway of the game.
No, she can die in, like... If you never break out of her deviancy,
Todd
comes down and just like kills her.
If you can get killed actually in her third or fourth level.
Okay, so you like the guy going crazy and you don't do anything about it.
Yeah, because he starts attacking. He's like he does drugs and shit and like
red dust or whatever.
Yeah,
it's called.
he goes after his daughter like a few times, trying to abuse her, and like that's where you go deviant because you try to defend her.
Yeah,
and you can die there. Marcus is like midway through where you do the protest. I'm pretty sure is the first time you can die because you can self-sacrifice there.
So he literally lights himself on fire like the dude.
I don't get it. Like he just goes like he's
I don't
like
know.
my guy.
He just
turns on fire.
Do you notice he has the thing where he lights things and like in the cans with the the typical like hobo trash cans. He lights them like with his finger. I'm like, what is that? Yeah. Like he like sparks? I don't know.
But anyway, so Kara. So I choose not to escape with Kara, which
keep getting
which would have been. Like
heartless,
funny, and like
funny.
Because like you're just like fuck Alice,
like fuck this, I'm out of here.
So I choose not to. So I go back and you're separated from Alice. It's like, oh, you gotta find Alice. And when you're there, you run into like characters that you've met throughout the game, other androids.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that like crazy android, I forget his name.
Yeah, from this when you squat in the house.
Yeah. He's there. And then you see, did you go to like the amusement park and spend the night there?
Yeah. I think you have to do
all
that.
Those guys are there.
Yeah.
So they recognize you and you're talking, blah, blah, blah. And then like another character is there. I forget who. Anyway, so you're like, you try to find Alice. Finally you find Alice. And you're like, let's try to escape. So you get the help of...
Do you have to sacrifice one of them?
You get the help of like... That one guy is like the crazy guy's like, oh yeah, I'll help you. I'll do it. Blah blah whatever.
Yeah,
and then all those like amusement park guys say they'll help you, whatever. So like one of them calls a distraction or something, and you run towards this gate.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much gonna hop over and like hide in dead bodies. And I got killed. I guess the distraction wasn't good enough.
So there, when you get to the border of Canada, it's a similar thing. One of the amusement park androids is there, Luther and Rose. And you can do like a certain choice, and like Luther will sacrifice himself, so they just let you through. They're doing like heat scans, so they can tell, and like you can just like fuck the music park, dude. Sacrifice him. So Luther's not with you at this point. Is he dead?
Well, yeah.
Did he die at Jericho?
Yeah, because I made sure like anytime during the Jericho shit when it was like save one of those side characters, I was like fuck no, because. God forbid, try to save one of them, and the main character who I'm trying to make live throughout the entire...
Yeah, like with the door, I didn't save the person behind the door.
So I like, Luther died at Jericho. Like, all of Marcus's posse pretty much died at Jericho.
Really? I had them all at the end.
No, because it was like all these options to save them, and I was like, no, I've got to get the fuck out of here and get this trophy.
Fuck these guys.
Little did he know.
I just saved all of them.
At the end, you look at it and you're like, fuck!
I looked online, I was like, oh, these are the characters you need to survive. I'm like, oh,
characters?
You mean just the 3 main ones? Oh, no. So, I fucked that up. Which I thought was pretty interesting with Hank survives if you become friends with him.
Yes.
But
if you're hostile, he will kill himself.
He kills himself at the end.
Yeah, he's suicidal because of his son. He loses his son, which has nothing to do. No, an android operates on his son, and his son dies.
So you can just buy an android in this universe that looks like another person?
They kind of all look like. So all these androids, like a bunch of them, look
the same.
Yeah, there's
Tracy
like
models are like sex
how many models?
Androids.
How many models there are? But
I need myself a Tracy model.
Yeah, you go to like a sex.
You go to an android sex club, which
you
know, we got to talk about the fucking survey. You didn't take the survey?
No, what survey?
The survey. Did Chloe not ask you to take this? We got to talk about Chloe in the main menu.
No, what survey?
Oh my god. There's a survey, and it's like, would you ever think about having an intimate relationship with an android? And like, it was like 67% were like yes, and it was all like
the world numbers like
yeah. So like if you go to extras, it's in there, and they also ask you who's your favorite character, like and some like once you're at the end of the game. But like the survey is just like ethical questions about androids of like how do you feel about like androids, or like I can't think of any like stuff off the top of my head.
I heard, it was like the stuff like would you have a relationship? I saw things like would you treat one as like it's just like kind of broad questions.
Yeah,
like,
just which is interesting.
Yeah,
to get like the poll of the communities playing. But obviously we could talk about this for days. The game, there's a lot of shit you can do. You maybe you never heard of half the shit we said. I didn't know Marcus could immolate himself at one point. Like the game is super broad, and we barely talked about the beginning, more so the end. But like the game is awesome, and there's so many different paths, and the flowchart system's really cool. That you can see every fucking decision you make and what that does in a literal chart form, not just guessing.
Like the way it goes through, like you see
there's like
through line.
Sometimes there are like a massive
with the last level chart. Oh my god!
Sometimes there are massive charts.
Huge.
Yeah, and then like it's cool looking through it, and like looking through like after like. There could be like 30 decisions or whatever that you make to get to the end.
Yeah, and seeing what your friends did, seeing what the
and then
world did.
seeing like, oh, in this other chart there's like 3, and then just stopped.
Yeah,
which means you probably died or fucked something.
Whoa! So with the fucking car thing, when I went to the like concentration camp or whatever you want to call it,
we can call it that. That's probably what it is.
More or less.
It was a couple. Like multiple decisions throughout the storyline, 1%, and then one of them, a couple of them, I got 0% worldwide.
Yeah, I saw one of them that was 0%, and like a lot of people kept Hank alive. That was one of them was really low. You know, Hank can kill you at that park if he doesn't like you.
Yeah, he shoots you when
he puts a gun to your head and kind of like says like.
This is the guy that hates but likes androids.
He's the detective you're working with that Connor's working.
So he hates androids.
He doesn't hate Connor. He just hates androids.
So he says he hates androids because his son got in a car accident or some bullshit.
And an android operated on him.
But the only reason why the android operated on him because like the doctor who's supposed to was like too fucked up, or too drunk to get there or some shit.
Yeah,
right?
Something like that.
So like,
just no one. Yeah, that sounds like.
It was like an on the scene thing. Like it was an android on the scene who did an operation and it didn't work.
It kind of sounds like iRobot, when you get saved by the robot and then he hates robots because of that.
Dude, great movie. Will Smith.
Fantastic movie.
Dude, let's just talk about iRobot.
Yeah, let's just do. Fuck it. What are we doing? Yeah.
Dude, like seriously though, like off topic, iRobot is fucking great.
Dude, let's do a throwback review of it one of these days.
Yeah. So, kind of enough about the story. One thing I want to hit on was the flowchart, and there's at the end of every level you see your flowchart, and you get currency that you can buy. You can see models of the characters or a little behind the scenes stuff.
Wait, what was with the... I never used the currency.
So
what was that about?
You get you can look at concept art or behind the scenes videos or little shorts they did, or you can see all the models of each character and stuff.
Okay.
See the music, stuff like that. But let's talk about fucking Chloe, the main menu android.
Yeah.
Who, from the beginning, welcome to the Detroit experience. Yada yada yada. And then when you start, she becomes deviant. Like, when you quit and save, like if you lose somebody, she's like, I can't believe you let Alice and Kara die. How could you do that? And then she looks at you with this troubled look, and she's looking around, and you're like, fuck. She's becoming deviant.
Yeah, at the end she was all fucked up.
At the end she becomes deviant, and she asks you to release her, and I released her, and it was the biggest mistake of my life because I missed her.
Now she's gone.
And she came back!
I released her.
She came back! One day I loaded up, and she's back! They sent another one! I was like, yeah! I was like, this is awesome! It took me a good 7 or 8 different sessions of play for her to come back. And I was like, I miss her. The main menu's just blank. This is boring.
Yeah, I remember.
That is a really cool thing.
That's a cool little cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. After I killed everybody, I mean, I didn't kill everybody. After I let everybody die.
After I let everyone die.
I was just like, I remember I released her and I was just like, fuck, I am. Because, which is good, which I realized, cause I said, oh yeah, I'm going to platinum the game, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going towards now, just doing playthroughs.
You don't have to like start whole new playthroughs.
No, you don't. Sometimes you kind of
for most
should,
of them I heard. Especially
with keeping Hank alive. If you're at a certain point and he hates you enough, like you're not gonna save him. Like you have to start over. Like and I'm about to do my third playthrough. I'm kind of just doing. I'm back in my second playthrough, making different decisions to, What am I trying to do? What decision am I doing? Oh, Connor dying at every point he can. Which, in turn, makes Hank hate you, because he doesn't like when you die. Literally. Okay. Yeah, he gets pissed off, because he comes back, and he's like, the first 2 times it happened, he's just like, I just watch you fucking die.
So Connor can die, but he can't literally, like, he can just be brought back.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm the android sent by Cyberlife. That's what he says every time he comes back. Yeah. So he can die at every.
Put his memories back.
And he gets sent back out, which is cool. So he's the you can't end the game. Connor will end the game for you if you don't have any other characters. So he's your character, and he's my favorite. I like him.
I didn't know that. So like my ending when he like killed himself doesn't really mean anything. So will they just send another Connor to the?
No, because
he won't have.
He was deviant. You were deviant. Right?
Oh yeah, I was deviant.
You were deviant.
So deviant. So
deviancy.
It's just I assume that's what you're becoming more sentient. You're becoming sentient.
I mean, not that the androids are already pretty sentient.
But and that's a virus.
It's an error in the coding. Yeah.
Well, shouldn't that just be them just figuring it out? That makes sense. Stupid.
That's weird.
No, they do figure it out. It's because when they get put under stress, they crack essentially.
But isn't that just
kind of like a person? You crack.
No, totally.
Yeah. And they go and they have outbursts.
But in the game, like none of the androids who are like deviant they're not like psychos. Like
some of them go crazy. Some of them do.
Well, the one like kills his owner because his owner is like.
Most of them are usually killing people. That's how.
But they're always killing them because they're getting like abused or shit.
Yeah,
like that.
Because they're getting fucked with.
Yeah, well, like the Tracy model you goes after doesn't really. She's a sex android, so obviously she's probably.
I never called her.
You didn't?
No.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I did.
What happened?
You can. So she has a girlfriend, another android she likes, and you can choose to kill them, and Hank will be like, "What the fuck was that?" They just loved each other.
Was she
and
robosexual?
What?
Was she robosexual?
Yeah.
Sure.
Futurama? No. Okay.
No. Sorry. But Hank is he's like, why did you kill them? Like they just wanted to be together. And you can tell he's very conflicted about his opinion.
See, that seems very just hot and cold to me.
Yeah.
I don't know
he is, but he likes when they act like humans, which I guess makes sense. He doesn't hate them because they're androids. He hates them because they're machines.
Acting like they're machines.
Yeah. Connor can act like he's like, I'm a machine. I don't care if I die. I have a mission, and that's it.
He's hating it out of he wants them to be better rather
than they
rather than he hates them because he thinks he's getting replaced.
Yeah.
Or something like
and this game is, dude, it's super thought provoking. It's a great companion to Westworld right now, which I'm watching at the same time as playing this. Which is dope. I like when things kind of synergize in a way, and they're similar topics or whatnot.
I can't stand Westworld.
Why?
Did you not like the first season, or did you just?
I watched all the first season, and I started watching this season.
This season's not as hot.
I'm not as hot on this. I honestly wish that they just left it at the first season.
And I just sat and I just remember I got to one episode, and I was like, I don't like this show.
I had a lot of.
Did you like the first season?
Yeah.
I
was like,
the way that ended was. I just wish they left it there.
I know.
Season finale tomorrow night.
Well,
anyway,
for me, there aren't any compelling characters in Westworld for me.
Man in Black's the only one for me.
Yeah, the Man in Black is dope.
Yeah, the other ones I'm very eh.
And a show where I have to watch a YouTube video. What happened after every episode.
It's confusing.
To me, isn't a good show.
They're very hardcore playing on the timeline shit now, so I agree.
Back to Detroit. Honestly, I think we're kind of wrapping it up, unless you got something else to say, because I'm hitting my strides.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely pick this game up. We're in a lull right now. There's not a lot coming out until the holidays and the fall.
Me.
It's definitely worth a pickup.
It's not a long playthrough either.
No, 10 hours maybe. If you really sit down, you can blow through that game.
Yeah.
I beat it in literally a week. It took me a week.
Oh yeah.
Which is fast for me.
I mean, I beat God of War in 3 days.
Yeah, but you literally were like, this is 16 hours in.
You probably beat it a day. No.
I beat that in a week. That was all I was playing that week.
I got it that
Friday. Yeah, on a Friday.
Midnight. It was downloaded on my PS4 and I beat it by like Sunday. Anyway, yeah, no, it's a game that I would say like if you're not a gamer or you're not like you can like introduce
that's a game
to anyone who's like maybe never even played a video game before and they'd have a lot of fun playing it and it wouldn't be like maybe like the quick time event stuff might be like, but that's for someone who's literally never held a controller before.
Have you guys ever seen it's like a meme of the old Heavy Rain, or it's like Heavy Rain. It's the guy running away. It's like one of the quick time events, and if you keep fucking up, he just keeps tripping over things, and it just keeps going, and you don't do it.
Dude, Heavy Rain has some really goofy parts. Like, like you can like in one of the parts, like you call your son's name, and he's like, Jason, Jason, and you can get a glitch. Another one, he goes, Sean. It's just like the way he says it is really goofy.
I'm pretty sure for Heavy Rain, like they had like all the voice actors in it. Like English was not their first language or something like that.
Which shows the President Warren. Somebody told me is who plays her is Irish, and it's very clear through her voice acting that she's putting on a non-accented voice.
Her regular voice.
Go fucking play this game, man. You got a lot of free time in the summer, looking for a PlayStation exclusive to pick up. I think this is the one. Real quick, the trophies are not that bad. You just got to play through it a bunch of times and do stuff.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, like I said, like if you could, this is like a game where I heard a lot of people are playing with like, even like couples are sitting down and playing this game, like or a game where like you can play multiple people.
These games are really, just even Telltale stuff too. In general, they're very apt to like a group.
Yeah.
You can do like the group play stuff, or even just be like, what should I choose? What should I do? Blah blah blah. It's fun.
Yeah. So it's a really good game. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
From like the
God of War or something.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Right. Yeah, like I said, there's a lull right now. Like what am I playing right now? I'm playing a lot of FIFA World Cup mode right now, just because
the World Cup. So are they
like I have nothing going on?
We can talk about this off camera. I don't know. I was gonna ask something about FIFA. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Detroit Become Human review. Thank you for coming, Matt.
Absolutely.
Always appreciate it. You can find us at facebook.com/Delco Nerd Network, on Instagram and Twitter at the Delco Nerds, and of course if you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network, and youtube.com/Delco Nerd Network.
Hopefully iTunes coming soon.
Yeah, we're looking into getting the podcast, getting a site up. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy.